present. Aaron Burko, Bob Fox, Joshua Gay, Bobby Jordan, and Linda Plazinskis. I move to adopt the following resolution. Whereas on December 14th, 2009, the Board of Education entered a 3-year contract of employment with Superintendent Linda Hardwick with a term which runs from December 23rd, 2009 through July 31st, 2012. And whereas pursuant to ORC 3319.01, the Board of Education may at any regular time or special meeting during the period beginning on the first day of January of the calendar year immediately preceding the year the contract of employment of the superintendent expires, and ending on the first day of March of such year the contract expires, to take action to renew or non-renew the contract of the superintendent. And whereas the Board of Education has periodically evaluated the superintendent during her employment by the Board of Education, and whereas the Board of Education has considered, among other items, the evaluation of the superintendent deciding whether to renew the superintendent's contract of employment, therefore be it resolved that Section 1 pursuant to ORC 3319.01, the Board of Education hereby non-renews the contract of the superintendent such that it ends pursuant to its statute upon expiration July 31st, 2012. Section 2, the treasurer or board president shall provide the superintendent with written notice prior to March 1st, 2012 of the Board of Education's intention not to reemploy the superintendent upon the expiration of her contract on July 31st, 2012. Section 3, it is found and determined that this resolution has been adopted in compliance with all applicable laws, including ORC 121.22. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, discussion?
What is that?
It's a statutory non-renewal. So we have between the period of January of last year to March of this year to non-renew the superintendent's contract. Otherwise, the contract would automatically be renewed.
Not March of 2012.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't have this paperwork. Did anybody else get in?
I just got the language this morning. So
Oh, but
can you print out a copy for everybody?
wait a minute.
Because I just started
I
writing
never
this
got
down.
this information.
We never got this information.
I mean, how-
You
I mean, this is
are we voting
continual.
on this?
Yeah.
How can we vote on something we're
Yeah.
just getting?
Yeah, I didn't even see it.
We didn't even have it. We're supposed to have it at least by Friday or Thursday,
It's under new business.
I never saw it.
and this is a special meeting.
Shouldn't this be discussed in executive session?
It doesn't have to be.
I have some issues that probably need to be discussed in executive session, but I can't say to the public.
Wow, this is a part of what happens daily. That's okay, I didn't know.
So this is saying that at this time, Dr. Hardwick,
I know what it's
Bill, I've asked you not to come.
I'm not
come on
talking
this
to you. I
list,
wasn't talking to you, Mr. Burko. I'm going.
That Dr. Hardwick, at this time, will fulfill her contract that she's currently under. We're just indicating that at this time, we don't plan to renew that contract once it expires.
Exactly.
Okay, good, that's what I was.
So there's no,
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
so,
Would that explain, like there was any other contract today?
And why are we discussing this today when we have so many issues on the board, and all of a sudden to put that out there? I don't understand, I really don't. And we're trying to mend fences and get all our business taken care of, and then all of a sudden this is blown up, and we're even pressed for time? I don't get it.
to me, it just sounds like we're saying, because I believe with a prior employee, that this was an area of contention. And I think, from my understanding, from what was read, that we're basically saying that we're just not saying there's going to be an automatic renewal without our input.
But this is a whole year down the road. I mean,
Yeah.
we got
Okay.
pressing issues right now to be having to, put aside and deal with this at a particular moment.
Well, historically, we've put things off, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden we
exactly.
find out that we've missed the deadline. We've done that countless times, on so many different levels. So, if this is being brought up now, and what I'm hearing is that Dr. Hardwick is going to at this point in time, going to fulfill her contract. We're just not saying there'll be an automatic renewal without us having any say. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Well, I thank you, I'm going to fulfill my contract.
Yeah, it's not saying, this is not saying early termination.
Thank
It's
you.
saying
Thank you.
no automatic renewal, because we're in that time frame. And if we keep putting this off, I don't think I can mention that employee's name, that it was an area of contention previously where they said it wasn't done, and my contract automatically was renewed, and there was this,
That was a different story.
but it was
That
a different
was-
story,
that
but
was-
but
yes, that was
things weren't done in the proper time
completely
frame,
different story.
and they had a legitimate argument. How it was resolved is not up for discussion
the
right now.
superintendent?
That's another story.
Yes.
Was
Point
it a
is,
superintendent?
if we keep putting it off and off and off, we can get caught in that type of situation again. So,
Aaron,
No, we couldn't, because whatever it's written out, yes.
section 2, second page, it says that the treasurer or board president shall provide the superintendent written notice prior to March 1st, 2012, of the Board of Education's intention not to re-employ.
Right. And we're
The
nowhere
superintendent,
close.
So basically what this says is that we're deciding, no matter what she does from now until July 2012, she's not being re-employed.
if we don't do it, and we get to that time frame, it's automatically extended.
Oh, really?
It doesn't,
Automatic.
this
We
doesn't.
don't have to make a motion saying we want to extend it. It's automatic if we don't do anything.
Yeah, this doesn't
So-
inhibit us from creating a new contract, it just terminates the existing contract at the end time. So it puts the end to the term.
On July 31st,
So
2012.
technically, if the entire year turns around, she can get a new contract. This one just expires, or puts a 10-year or a deadline to the term.
Thank you.
Well, we all know that. I mean, so why are we bringing this up now? Is the
Again, historically, we're always putting things off, and then all of a sudden we're caught behind the 8 ball.
The only difference
At least
is
we're being-
if we were extending it. Then you could say, yes, we're extending it 1 year beyond this date. That would be the only reason why to bring this up forward today. If we all decide as a board to extend it additional year, then we would bring this forth and say, yes, we're voting on an additional year added to the contract.
I've heard this for the first time today as you have. And to me, knowing the past history, knowing unfortunately the past practice of the district on many levels, I'm okay with this.
I
We're
understand.
not, we're not,
I
we're
don't
not
understand.
terminating anything, it's saying at the end of your
We have no
contract, we're
reason
not saying
for a
there's an
vote.
automatic
Aaron,
renewal.
we have no reason for a vote unless we were extending the contract additional years. So we have no reason to even bring this forward.
The president has put a resolution on the board, so we discussing it, and there's reason, because he done it. But basically, I think what she's trying to say is that there are bigger issues on the table that we could use this time to discuss than this right here. That need to be discussed ASAP than this right here. I think that's what she's trying to say.
And I respect that opinion.
Any further discussion? All right, roll call.
Thank you.
Mr. Fox?
Yes.
Mr. Burko?
Yes.
Mr. Jordan?
No.
Mrs. Plajenskis?
No.
Mr. Kay?
Yes.